Thanks to bananas, my tomatoes ripen quickly and taste delicious. Just one banana is enough to enjoy beautiful tomatoes. This trick is surprisingly simple. Bananas contain many valuable nutrients and are used to make fertilizers and plant food for flowers and vegetables. But today, I'll show you another way to use bananas. Prepare a regular plastic bag. Place one banana inside the bag. Tie the bag directly onto a cluster of green tomatoes, being careful not to damage the tomatoes. After a few days, you'll see a difference. Tomatoes in plastic bags with bananas will ripen faster. Bananas release ethylene, which accelerates the ripening process of tomatoes. In just a few days, the tomatoes will start to turn red. Once this happens, they will ripen even faster. You can also use this trick at the end of the season when tomatoes ripen more slowly due to the lack of warmth and sunlight. The plastic bag with a banana will speed up their ripening. I'm making orchid compresses, and it's developing more and more buds. With each passing year, it's getting more flower stems. The secret to growing such orchids is proper care. So don't throw away the banana peels after eating a banana. They're an incredibly valuable organic fertilizer for orchids. Banana peel contains plenty of potassium, which stimulates the flowers to bloom. You can use it for orchids every 2 weeks. It will nourish the leaves, strengthen the roots, and make the orchids bloom abundantly. Even just wiping the orchid leaves with a banana peel is incredibly useful. The leaves will become shiny and have a beautiful green color because of it. This way, you'll provide them with the necessary nutrients. To encourage bud development, use banana peel in another way. Cut it into smaller pieces. Pay attention to the flower stems and where new buds and flower shoots might appear. Take a piece of banana peel and frog clips. Wrap the banana around that spot. Such a compress will deliver the necessary nutrients exactly where they're needed. It will stimulate the orchids to produce new shoots and flowers. Thanks to these regular compresses, the orchids bloom like those of the best breeders. Remove the dressing after 6 hours. That's all. Repeat the procedure after 2 weeks. You'll turn him into the best fertilizer for orchids. Crush the dried piece and pour hot water over it. Use this tea to water your flowers regularly once a month. It will revitalize every orchid. Buds and blooms will multiply like never before. You won't recognize your orchids. Their flowers will be even more beautiful. All thanks to dried banana peels. After eating bananas, don't throw away their peels. Just lay them out to dry on the radiator. You can also use the preheated oven after baking or cooking dinner. This fruit will make your orchids a picture of health, their roots will be nourished, and the leaves beautifully green. This fertilizer is the simplest way to fertilize orchids. It's a vital source of essential minerals like potassium, phosphorus, and calcium. It will save every orchid. Simply divide the dried banana peels into smaller pieces. Pour hot water over a portion of dried banana peels. Close the container. After brewing, let the infusion cool. Use this banana tea to water your orchids. It's a natural remedy that orchids adore. It's full of trace elements that orchids need. They will bloom beautifully all year round. Just one fruit will make orchids burst with flowers. They'll grow like crazy. Fertilizer made from the peels of this fruit is the #1 tonic for orchids. Banana peels, as we're talking about, are like the elixir of youth for orchids. When you eat bananas, you peel them. The peels you usually throw away. That's a big mistake. You can make use of banana peels, so don't throw them in the trash. Bananas and their peels contain many substances that orchids love. These include potassium, phosphorus, calcium, silicic acid, and sulfur. This makes orchids healthy, with beautiful green leaves and roots. Plenty of buds also appear on them. Simply prepare a simple fertilizer from them. But before you do that, wipe the orchid leaves with the peel. This alone will nourish the orchids. The leaves will shine. Now you can prepare the fertilizer. Cut the banana peels into smaller pieces. 1 or 2 banana peels are enough. Transfer the chopped peels to a jar. Pour in a liter of warm water and close the jar. Leave the jar for a day. The next day, strain the peels. You can now water the orchids with this water. Just feed the orchids like this once every 2 weeks. You'll forget about any problems in their cultivation. Water from banana peels is not only suitable for watering, you can also wipe the orchid leaves with it. It's a versatile fertilizer, most suitable for orchids. Simply add them to each pot, and your geraniums will bloom wonderfully. They grow faster and immediately produce many new buds. The flowers are large and have a beautiful, vibrant color. For many people, walnut shells are worthless and often end up in the trash. This is a big mistake. I'll show you how to make a flower fertilizer from them. Take about 20 walnuts and remove the shells, as it's the shells we'll use for the mixture. They contain a wealth of nutrients, including potassium, magnesium, phosphorus, and calcium, as well as fiber, amino acids, proteins, and tannins. Place the shells in a pot and cover them with a liter of water. Then, simmer them on low heat with the lid on for 20 minutes. After this time, turn off the heat and let the mixture cool. Once cooled, strain the mixture. Finally, dilute the solution in a 1:2 ratio with water. You can confidently water your flowers with this mixture. You'll notice the difference almost immediately. The color will be more vibrant, and most importantly, the number of flowers will significantly increase. Tomatoes, cucumbers, and even peppers won't get sick if you spray them with this solution. Sudden temperature changes don't have a good effect on vegetables grown in the garden, as they can lead to various fungal diseases. Therefore, it's important to regularly protect tomatoes and cucumbers. Milk helps combat many pathogens and fungi, and some pests cannot digest lactose. This means that milk also helps protect crops from insects that can damage your yield. To prepare a preventive spray, use a glass of milk for about 2 liters of water. If you want to prepare more of the mixture, pour a whole liter of milk into 9 liters of water. If the tomatoes or cucumbers are already diseased, use a higher concentration. Use a sprayer to apply the mixture to tomatoes, cucumbers, and even peppers or potatoes. Milk leaves a protective layer on the plants, preventing various pathogens from penetrating. This spray should be applied regularly, several times during the season. Remember, the best milk for spraying is raw milk, which also has additional nutritional benefits for the plants. Take an ordinary plastic bag to the garden and place it over your tomatoes. Tie the bag directly onto the tomato cluster. After a few days, you'll see a difference. If you grow tomatoes, this plastic bag trick can be easily used, and even twice, if you, like any gardener, dream of beautiful, healthy tomatoes. Prepare some regular plastic bags. Gently place a plastic bag over a selected cluster of tomatoes, being careful not to damage them. Tie the plastic bag around the tomato stem. Do this with several other tomato branches as well. Try this trick on a few branches. Leave the bags and watch what happens. The tomatoes inside the plastic bags will ripen faster. The bags accelerate the ripening process. Within a few days, the tomatoes will turn red. You'll be able to pick your tomatoes sooner than you think. You can also use this trick at the end of the season, when tomatoes ripen more slowly due to the lack of warmth and sunlight. The plastic bags will help speed up their ripening,